My name is Leggieri, and I served in the Colorado Springs mission. I served my mission February 2008 to the end of 2009. I returned home early because of depression and anxiety. My depression was kind of already there. The anxiety was, I guess, more the reason that I had to come home early. It was just kind of weird. I'd never experienced this before, but I kind of just didn't really feel any emotions. I didn't feel like going out to work or anything like that day. It got to the point where I've never had a panic attack before, I don't think, but I'm guessing it felt like a panic attack whenever I would be out in public. And then when we would go back to our apartment, I didn't really feel anxious anymore. That's really why I had to come home, because I just couldn't really be outside without feeling anxious. So I talked with my mission president. He knew that we'd been missing a good amount of work, and so he told me that I'd run a good race, and that maybe it was time for me to consider going home, and that if I did go home, then it would be an honorable release, and that there would be no shame in that. I made the decision to go home, and I was on a plane 3 days later. So some of the things that contributed to anxiety and depression on the mission, I mean, besides the stressful nature of the work, I just started experimenting with different workout supplements on my mission, and a lot of those have stimulants in them that, if you're on medications, work in a bad way with the medication. I think part of it was probably just because they helped me get up in the morning early, because I mean, like, my first transfer, the way it went was I would get up at 6:30, but then I would kind of just allow myself to fall back asleep. But anytime I was taking supplements, I was able to work out longer, because 20 or 30 minutes isn't a very long time to be able to work out. And I was able to wake up earlier, and at least the rest of the morning I was able to have plenty of energy for my personal study and companionship study, and we were always able to get out the door on time, and I just always had more energy. So all my anxieties went away. I still struggle with depression from time to time, and especially a couple years after my mission, I struggled with that, but my anxiety has never really returned. The thing that bothers me about when a missionary returns home early is that whether most people want to know whether it was either a dishonorable release because of them doing something wrong on the mission or before the mission that hadn't been resolved, or it's a health-related issue, but it really doesn't matter. The reason those people are asking those questions is so they can determine how they can judge those people. That's not their place to judge them. If Jesus was in their shoes, he wouldn't be judging them. He would be saying, well, I mean, you went on the mission, maybe you made a few mistakes. All of us have made mistakes, though, and by judging them and shunning them and treating them differently, that's going to contribute to eventually going active in the church. Whereas if you love them and treat them like anybody else, then that's at least going to help them on their path to staying active in the church.